Hello and welcome to the Temple of Tomes with your host, Indie Comics Jones. Today is February 17th, 2022, and this is episode 480, I think. 480. Getting a little distracted here. Okay, this is coming out from Dynamite. We're looking at Draculina. This is the first issue of this arc. She has been around before. Way back in the late 60s, I believe. She was part of the Harris Publications. Now she is licensed out to a Dynamite right now. And you can see we get this fantastic cover. This is the A cover, believe it or not. So if you want to jump on it, figuratively speaking, you can see if you can dig this one up. Now, there were some other covers that we'll look at as well in the cover gallery, and I'll be excited to show you those as well. This is a recommend, by the way. I'm not sure I understand her backstory that well. I did a little bit of research on it, and depending on where you look, it says she's either the twin sister of Vampirella or the older sister, much beloved of Vampirella, or the younger sister. So I saw it mentioned three different ways in the things I was looking at. She is the daughter of Lilith, and she is from the Vampiri, an alien race, not of Earth, that has come to Earth. Now, compared to Vampirella, she has a more evil side, and I think that's where we're coming back with it. And like I said, this is a recommend. Let's take a quick look to see who is working on this book. Go right over here. Christopher Priest is the writer. Michael St. Maria is the artist. Ivan Nunez is the colorist. Willie Schubert is the letterer. Matt Idelson is the editor. And Colette Turner did cover A. And let's take another look at that spectacularly robust cover. Yeah, pretty nice. And for cover A, too, so you don't even have to shell out the extra do-re-mi for something better. Like I said, I'm a little bit confused of exactly who she is, but it doesn't hold back from the story at all. We get this opening in San Francisco. This person here, I guess she is, I'm not 100% sure who she is. She's kind of like a vampire policewoman of some kind. Here we got Gomer 6, Union Square, San Francisco. Gomer 6 is in terms of a GI that's been killed. This is the sixth one that has shown up dead in San Francisco. And what we find out in this story is that, I'll turn the page here, that Draculina is going up to San Francisco and doing her killing. However, her headquarters are down in Los Angeles, where she is a socialite during the day. Since she is from a different planet, I think this is the one aspect of it, she is able to survive in daylight without any trouble. Now we have our one, I don't know, a vampire detective or something. I'm not quite sure who she is. We've got this other character here. Her name is Katie, and she is like the alternative Draculina, but a good girl. She's a preteen. She's a preteen. She's a homeless kid. A little far-fetched, actually, her character is, but she's actually kind of from a different dimension or multiverse. It's a lot of stuff going on here. However, the writing, Christopher Priest does a really good job of writing. The dialogue is really interesting, and it's a lot of fun. We do get a food scene, which I'm not that crazy about, but the kid is homeless, and she uses room service on this GI here to get some free food while she's eating. Now, also introduced in this is a rat that apparently is been possessed by a demon or something like that. I'm not quite sure how that works out. This rat knows a lot of Shakespeare, so that makes it interesting. Let's take a quick break for Dynamite Never Dies. Dynamite's cross-company zombie crossover returns with even more undead mayhem, and we do get a nice cover shot there. You can take a look at her face. She's kind of zombified. That's your Vampirella. Here's a look at some of the other covers for this. If you are interested in this, I think I'm going to pass on this Dynamite Never Dies arc. Comes out in March. And we also have Draculina Mirrors, 90 Hours in San Francisco, Book 1. And this is actually the name of this arc. I forgot about this. This has tricked me like twice now. And you can see Draculina is in action here in Los Angeles. However, this could be the cover for this book. We've already gone through who has worked on this book. It is a Christopher Priest doing a good job here. Now, each chapter is broken out with X-Ray, San Francisco, last week. And we see this guy get a hatchet or an axe thrown by... It doesn't make any sense. I thought this was San Francisco. It says San Francisco, but then it says Los Angeles, South Los Angeles, Pasadena. So it doesn't make sense. I think the artist maybe got a little mixed up on that one. So this is San Francisco last week. The axe comes through, kills the driver of this vehicle, and they are hanging out over this cliff ready to fall. The woman is yelling. The chauffeur's completely dead, as you can see. But Draculina comes in. You think she's going to save her. But apparently the man in the back seat is wearing some kind of radioactive necklace that Draculina wants. So to save both of them, she kills somebody drinking their blood real quick, as you can see here. And then lets the car explode as it falls down to the ground from the overpass above. So it's all in a day's work. Now we go back to her headquarters, as she calls the river, Bunker Hill, Los Angeles, the next morning. And we've got Draculina in disguise going to her office. Her name she uses is River Eastoff. And that is some vampire friend that just happens to pass in and make himself at home. And they discuss things a little bit. Shows she has the amulet. I guess it's a very important piece to some clan. Meanwhile, back at the hotel with Gomer 6, we've got the questioning going on. We get a potty shot. Then we're introduced to the rat that speaks Shakespeare. Kind of freaks the lady detective out a little bit. I'm not sure who she is. Like I said, I believe she's some kind of detective, but maybe a supernatural or vampire detective. I'm not quite sure. He questions her. She's got this candle that when it's lit, I guess Draculina is out, and once it burns all the way down, Katie suddenly takes Draculina's place. That's why she's at the murder scene. It's not because she killed her, and she's convinced the detective that she didn't do the murder, but she just ends up being there. Now we find out later through this story that Draculina actually wants to kill Katie because she feels this is hampering her style. She's getting transported automatically back to Los Angeles once the candle burns all the way down, and then the candle replenishes. It's a cursed candle, if you will. Let's take another quick break here. Here's Betty Page, The Alien Agenda. And here's some covers. Don't miss those covers. That's getting close. If Dynamite does something well, they do covers. But the story's been pretty good. I am going to stick with this at least one more issue. Not the Betty Page, but the Draculina, as I am sticking with Purgatory, which I'm enjoying. Now, Christopher Priest's other series that he's doing for them currently, it's called Unholy. I did a review of at least the first two issues, I believe, and I didn't like that as much as I liked this, because there's a lot of interesting stuff going on here. So here we get a new one. Got Yourself a Gun. It's a new chapter, Beverly Hills, California, last week. And we see this guy getting looks like his newspaper in the pouring rain. I'm not sure what he's doing. They got a recycle bin next to him. And he's approached by three people. These guys are dressed up as Amazon delivery men, but we're not going to give Amazon a plug there, especially since they copyright striked a couple of my, or copyright claimed a couple of my videos for showing their trailers, for goodness sakes. But anyway, they talked to this guy to, basically they're there to warn him. Now we've got our detective trying to get Katie set up in a better situation here. And we show back to LA, it's nighttime, and we've got Draculina driving like a mad woman. She injects herself with something, I'm not sure what, but it kind of knocks her out and her car careens around. It runs into another car. She's trying to actually kill, that's what it was. She knocks herself out. She's trying to kill herself because she's hoping to kill Katie as Katie transforms and suddenly flies out. But as even the author says, the spoiler alert, Katie doesn't die. And that's where we end up with Katie's bleeding on the thing. Daughter of the Demon is the next chapter. Spoiler, she doesn't die. So there you go. You got the spoiler in there already. Okay, we get a quick blurb here from Never Say Die, the Dynamite, I think it is. Rises from the Graves, talk about his new series. We got Draculina. This is the next cover for issue 2 coming out in March. We'll take a look at that, see if it maintains good writing throughout. Pantha, we did review on the first issue of this. I didn't care for it too much. It's written by Tom Snigolsky, and I didn't care for the art in it as well. The art in this one is actually pretty good, even though it's the interiors. I enjoyed it. Let's go back and take a quick look at some of the art here. It's just, it's pretty good. Interesting enough. And Hell Sonia. My other reviews run about 8 to 9 minutes. These are running about 13 because I have to show you all the stuff that Dynamite's doing. Here's Dynamite Lives, the zombified story coming out for March. That's Fred Valenti doing the writing on that. And of course, our cover gallery. I skipped. There's a lot of covers for a #1 Draculina. Let's see if I can get the glare off there. So you got your cover A, which we've seen. Cover C looks really nice as well. There's a little surprise if you look a little closer there. I'm not going to show you. So there you go. The other covers, the blanks, of course. Other covers, exclusives without the titles on there. It's suitable for framing. We've got the covers now exclusive for certain stores, certain events. Not sure if I like that all reddish one that much, but cover C is really pretty good looking, as cover B and D is. So there you go. Got a lot to choose from there. All right, here's a few more. Like I said, this is just loaded with covers. Here's some more. These are exclusives though, retailer exclusive. Another pose. Finally, this batch here. So feel free to pause this at any time so you get a closer look or want to read those things. So there you have it, Draculina, issue #1. It does get the good excavating seal of approval, given out only by Indie Comics Jones on this particular channel, except no substitutes. I did find my label finally after the move. Okay, thank you very much for stopping by and watching this review, this little scatterbrained review of Draculina. As always, please like, please subscribe if you haven't, and please leave comments if you wish. We'll see you next time at the Temple of Tomes. This is Indie Comics Jones coming in probably about 15 minutes here. We'll see you next time. I bid you adieu.